Hi everyone, I'm Judy and this is Judy's Take. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about Trump's poll numbers and the coronavirus and how that's directly affecting Trump's poll numbers. As you guys all seen, the latest poll numbers were Trump is down 15% against Joe Biden, and he's down 20% against Joe Biden when it comes to the handling of the coronavirus. Now, I've told you guys that these two are directly related, and I've said how he has doubled down and tripled down on how he handles the virus. One of the interesting things that has happened recently was his niece came out and, kind of gave everyone a little bit more insight on family life and how he grew up, and probably where he gets a lot of the way that he thinks about things. Well, it was funny to me because she didn't seem surprised at all about his behavior. Like, this is just behavior that he's been exhibiting like his whole life. And what I don't think that he's going to change how he's handling anything, honestly. He thinks, for the longest time I've said that Trump and the Republicans, they are going to keep doing what they're doing because it was winning. The strategies were winning. The hate, the division, the corruption, it was winning. And I said that once it's not winning, then you'll see a lot of Republicans turn against him. You'll see the dissent. And you're starting to see that. You see a lot of Republicans in the Congress, in local governments, dissenting against Trump and how he doesn't want to wear a mask and the seriousness of the coronavirus. I mean, you got a couple of, hardcore Trump puppets, I guess, with DeSantis in Florida and that one guy in Georgia who's trying to sue the mayor of Atlanta about the mask wearing. And honestly, it's just stupid because the more you keep doing this, the more people are dying. It's really that simple. And people wouldn't even be feeling this way about a pandemic. I mean, it wouldn't have turned political. It wouldn't have been an issue to wear masks and social distance had Trump not made it an issue. But like I said before, they are so short-sighted that they really believed, the strategies that they were using to turn everything political was going to win. But the thing is that people are having family members and friends that they know personally be affected. So when this starts affecting everyone, that's when you're going to see people dissent. That's when you're going to see people start to question everything. And in a way, I know it sounds kind of messed up, but in a way, I'm actually happy that this happened. Only because it has done two things. It has highlighted Trump's lack of leadership. It has highlighted just how horrible this guy is. It has just brought it to the surface to where he can't hide behind anything. He can't hide behind the usual things that he's doing. And the reason you see him throwing a fit about everything is because he doesn't know how to think otherwise. And what I mean by that is he has done the same things all his life, apparently, and it has always worked. he has hidden behind his money, behind his name, and it has worked for him. And it's not working now. And he's going to keep trying. He doesn't know what else to do. He's just going to keep doubling down on it. And unfortunately, people are going to die. But I guess fortunately, you're seeing it in the poll numbers. Like, people are done with it. People want a real leader. And, I was watching today in the news that they were talking about how, well, Trump has all this enthusiasm behind him and Biden doesn't. People are more enthusiastic to vote basically against Trump. And they're basically, Biden is that vessel. However, I don't see it that way, honestly, because he has proven over and over that he has enthusiasm behind him. And you saw it when he was running the primary with Bernie Sanders. Everybody said the same thing. They said, well, all these people are enthusiastic about Bernie and they're not enthusiastic about Biden. And I try to tell people that look at the trends, people. The trends were showing that Biden's numbers were consistently going up. And then he crushed it. Like, he didn't just beat Bernie. No, he slaughtered him. And I really feel like that's going to happen here too. Because one of the things that they also talked about was how Trump is starting to lose urban voters, urban support. And I could have told you that, because you not think that this is not affecting the farmers in the Midwest, especially. They've already been impacted by Trump's stupidity, by his thinking that he knows everything, and with the tariffs that he had. Now, he did the bailouts and everything, so I think that's why a lot of them kind of stayed in his camp. But it's just been one thing after another after another. Back in April, you saw reports where farmers were just basically dumping all of their crops because they didn't have a means to get it to where they needed to get it to because of the shutdowns and all of that. And so this is affecting everything. And the more that we don't acknowledge that this is serious and start to take the necessary steps to control it, like all of our European and developed countries, like all of our counterparts in the developed world, they've all gotten a hold of it for the most part. Obviously it's not gone, but they're now bracing for that second wave. They're now, stacking their supplies. They're, looking at the things that worked, that didn't work. They're now trying to create vaccines. They're very close to it. And here we are, still having a problem getting testing out because Trump doesn't want people to see the actual numbers. They're probably a lot higher than what they are, what we're seeing. He just keeps failing over and over and over. And the more that he keeps doing this, seriously, everybody gets, well, not everybody, but a lot of his supporters, they have rationalized in their heads that wearing mask is wrong somehow, that it's against their constitutional rights, and all of a sudden they care about mental health, and they're like, whoa, what about people with PTSD, and they struggle with that and anxiety and blah 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 blah. And it's like, oh, great, you care about that now, even though your guy gutted a lot of mental health. He's trying to gut Obamacare, which gave a lot of mental health coverage. You're now, and you cheered that crap on, you're like, screw Obama, and we don't need that. Yeah, you hurt a lot of people. You don't actually care about mental health. That's the thing. You don't care about any of that. You don't care about other people. You say you do, you think you do, you really, really, really want to believe you do, especially because you're Christian. But here's the thing. Here's the only thing. You are in a cult. That's what it is. It may not be a very conscious thing. It may be like a pre-conscious or subconscious thing, but literally the only reason you feel that way about masks is because of Trump. Because when this whole thing started, everybody was worried. Everybody was looking towards the leadership. Please tell us what to think, what to believe, where to go from here. And he wasn't there. He led them to their own demise, basically. You got people who are catching this, who aren't taking the precautions. You got people who are taking precautions and catching this. It's very, very contagious. And I don't understand. Well, I guess I do understand, but I just think it's odd that, it seems like they're literally trying to kill off their own voters, because it's only their voters who have this issue with protecting themselves. It's not even just about protecting others. Like, I've heard the arguments of, well, I have no problem if anyone wants to wear it, and they shouldn't say anything to me who doesn't want to wear it. They can wear it if they want. It's like, what in the freaking hell don't you understand that if everybody was to just wear it, what would happen? The numbers would go down. Yeah, we would have a handle on this, and we'd be able to resume life more normally. It's never going to be all the way normal. And I think that they struggle with this. They want to just believe and think that things are just going to go back to normal. Like that. Like, somebody's going to wave a magic wand and everything's just going to go back to normal. And it's like, how old are you guys? Seriously, like, how old? Then you want to send your kids to school because I don't like being at home. It's going to mess with my work schedule. And it's like, then why the frick did you have kids then? Why did you have kids if you weren't going to protect them? Why did you have them in the first place? Because when you have kids, you do everything in your power to protect them. You do everything to make them be more advanced than you. You do everything in your power to give them a better life than what you had. At least that's how I grew up. My dad was from Mexico, and he's done everything to make my life better than what his life, and I'm going to do the same thing. And it's mind-boggling that these are the same people that are pro-fetus. They're like, calling women whores and murderers. How dare they do that? And And yet when they're alive and they form relationships and bonds, and they know people, and they get attached to people, and they have feelings and they have memories, you could give a crap less. And I would think that maybe you just feel that way about everyone else's kids. I mean, that's still messed up, but it's understandable, I guess. You're looking out for your own. That's okay, I guess. No shame in that, I guess. However, you don't even care about your own. Like, you just want to send them there because President Trump said it's okay. Well, this is all a hoax. Well, it only kills point some percent. Like, Betsy DeVos came out and said that it's only going to kill what, 0.06 or something like that of children this year that go to school. And the wonderful people of the internet did the math, and they were like, that's 14,000 kids. So you're basically saying, hey, screw your kids. And that's a low estimate, by the way. Of course, they're going to do the lowest estimate. But what if your kid is one of those 14,000? Are you going to be okay with that? Are you going to be okay burying your 7-year-old? Are you going to, or here, what if your 7-year-old brings the virus to your house and you have a newborn, and that newborn doesn't have an immune system, like a built immune system yet? I mean, they don't get like a whole built immune system until they're like 2 years old. That's why you see the recommendations not to give them pure honey, because it's not like their immune system can't handle it. It's like, oh, great. So they can't handle honey, but a virus that we don't really know 100% all about yet. Yeah, go ahead. Let's give them that. Yeah. Because, own the libs and stuff, Yeah. Let me get the little casket ready and bury my newborn. Seriously, like, get your heads out of your asses already. It's just ridiculous. Grow the hell up. Just grow the hell up. You have sat there and you have just bitched and complained and moaned and, oh, it's not comfortable. It's like, okay, my bra isn't comfortable, but I'm not gonna sit there and just show my goodies to everyone. My shoes, I wish I could walk around barefoot everywhere. That'd be awesome. But I don't, because guess what? We live in a society that has societal norms. And if you don't want to adhere to the societal norms in our society, then maybe it's time for you to like live out in the woods and create your own show or something, But honestly, it's just ridiculous. Like, you sit there and say, like, my rights, my rights, my rights. When your rights are infringing on my right to life, then I don't really care what you have to say. No, it's ridiculous. And anyways, I don't think the bad part about all of this is that I really feel that even when Trump is gone, that he already created this mentality, and some of those people are just going to continue that mentality even after he's gone. I mean, you've seen that we have anti-vaxxers, and even though the anti-vaccine thing, like, because supposedly it causes autism, which I really don't understand what's so bad about that, honestly, even if that was the case. But anyways, the dude was discredited. The dude had his license taken away. I think he actually even had jail time or fines or whatever over there in the UK. Like, there was no truth behind this, but yet it just created a whole little mini subset of people, stupid people, who just sat there and like, well, I don't care if he's been fired. I've done my research. You know, I'm not going to listen to the people who have, you know, gone to school for like 8 years or even 12 years and who have all these degrees, who all they do is study this. No, no. I did extensive research on sites that were anti-vaccine anyways, because I went to go prove my own thoughts already. I went to go prove myself right. Yeah, you're so fucking sorry. You're so smart, right? No, you're not. You're dumb. And these are probably going to be like another little subset, if they're probably intermingling subset of people, where they're going to be like, well, masks are no good because there's more people who die by suicide. There's more people who die by depression at home. And it's like, no. And even if that was the case, okay, then let's push for mental health. No, you're not going to do that. You don't really care. Shut up. Shut up, Karen. You don't care. You know, you're just complaining just to complain because you like somebody and you want to rationalize that stuff in your head. You want to rationalize your irrational thinking. Because when you say it back, it sounds stupid and you know it. Like, you sound idiotic. I mean, there's been many posts of like people sitting there saying, oh, I would never wear a mask. And then when Trump wore a mask, you're like, oh, that's badass. I want one. Where can I get one? It's like, oh my God, you're in a cult and you don't see it. And yeah, whatever, you know, I really feel like your guys's that time is coming to an end. But unfortunately, they are going to be there in our society. And hopefully they come out with a vaccine soon. And they're going to keep working on vaccines anyways. So even if we have one, it might not be the most effective, but they're going to keep working on it and keep working on it and keep working on it. And then hopefully we get to a point where, you know, we can actually live our lives more normally and go and do the things that, you know, we want to do and we haven't been able to do. Well, at least the people who've actually like taken this seriously. I haven't gone anywhere. There's a couple of places that our family goes to every single year. And guess what? We're just not going. We're just not. Our kids are not happy about that, but you know what? I'd rather they not be happy, but be safe. I mean, that's what you have to do when you're an adult. You have to make decisions that are hard. You have to make decisions that are going to piss people off. You're going to make decisions that are going to piss even your kids off. You have to make those hard decisions that go against the things that you want, but they're the things that you need. You know, I'm 32 years old. How the hell do I know this? And people who are twice my age, who sit there and talk crap about millennials like me, how the hell do you guys not know this? How the hell do you guys have lived your whole entire lives and been this damn selfish and just always look at everyone else and point your fingers at everyone else for all the problems in the world when you guys really have been the ones to create a lot of the problems in this world? Not just boomers. I'm not talking about just I'm talking about like people in general who have been voting for a very long time. people in the Congress, people. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Anyways, I to go back to my point, my original point before I went on this little rant. I do see a lot of. I also saw the urban voting against Trump. I really think that I don't think it's going to be close, you guys. I don't. There's nothing that he can really do to really reverse this unless he all of a sudden was like, okay, I'm taking this seriously. Let's wear masks. Let's listen to the CDC. Let's mandate all this stuff and actually be a leader, even though it's hard, even though people are going to be pissed at you. You just lead, and people will follow you regardless if you lead. But he's not going to do that. He's not. And so I just don't see how the numbers. I mean, he's already prepping for. He's already prepping to lose. Like, he's sitting there. He was in an interview with. Was it Chris Wallace? I think, from Fox News. He was in an interview and he refused to say that he would accept the results of the mail-in voting. You know, it's like he's going to try his hardest to impede this election, you know, and it's just, you know what? I think people have gotten to a point where it doesn't even matter anymore, Trump. It doesn't. If you stop us from mailing in our votes, you know what? We will still show up at the polls, regardless. I will take the risk of getting COVID to vote your ass out. You better freaking trust and believe that. And you better trust and believe that many, many, many other people are going to do the same. And even though a lot of people may not be super excited about Biden, at least that's what you guys think, it doesn't matter. He's our only other option, and people are going to vote for him, and he's going to get this country turned around. But you're going to be gone, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whatever the hell you want to do, it doesn't matter, because there's almost nothing you can do right now except like completely turn it around, and you're just not. He's too narcissistic to do that. He's not ever going to really acknowledge that stuff. You know, he still wants to cater to his base, his ever shrinking base. And, you know, right now he's at 42%. That's like about his threshold. It's between like 38 to 40, 42. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes down more in the next 4 months. It's probably going to. And he's really going to throw a fit about that. And it's going to be glorious, and I'm going to love it. And I'm probably going to be laughing on election night when I see the numbers coming in, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be like a blue tsunami. I'm pretty sure that all down the ballot, it's going to be blue. And they'll have no one to blame but themselves. Like, you could have turned it around. You could have been more compassionate. You could have been more caring, but you're not. You're incapable of that. And the fact that you don't really care about people, you care about winning. He's always said that. Listen to what people say, and that'll give you the biggest clue about who they are and what they think. He has always said how important winning is to him. And this strategy that he's doing has always won, and he's always going to continue to do it. And even if it's not winning, he's just going to keep going because that's all he knows. And anyways, that's all I really got to say. My video is like really long. It's almost 30 minutes. And if you're still sitting here listening to me, thank you for that. It was funny. The whole Marco Rubio thing, I just wanted to mention that because that was like hilarious. I didn't even know what the hell that was about until yesterday. until like last night. But yeah, that was pretty funny. And that's the kind of that is an example of how out of touch these people are. And that's probably why they're going to lose bad. So thanks for listening, you guys. Like my video, subscribe to my channel, comment, write any comment on here, because the more you look at it, the more you like it, all of that, the more I get views, people, like the more it passes around the YouTube. So thank you, I appreciate it, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.